Welcome, everybody. My name is Matthew Stiffler-Greasby. I'm here to talk a little bit about back pain. And as someone who has suffered with back pain for a long time, I was very interested in diving into some of the daily causes of back pain. Slide 2. Back pain is acute pain caused by damages to the muscle or ligaments of the back, often referred to as a pulled or a strained muscle. I thought it was interesting because thousands of people suffer from back pain every day. So I did my research on top causes of back pain in day-to-day life and ways that we can help prevent it from happening. So slide 3 is driving. A lot of us are on the road driving to and from places, whether it's work or school. But when driving for a long period of time, our lumbar curve and our spine becomes straight, and this causes a lot of tension and stress on our back muscles. A lot of also modern cars these days often have the seats tilted back a little bit, where we are leaned back and we have to stretch our legs out to reach the pedal. First off, stretching out actually hurts our hamstrings. Our hamstrings are attached to our lower back, so when we're stretching out our hamstrings, it's also pulling and putting tension on our lower back. Also, in a seated position, when we're leaned back, we're going to cause pain to our neck because we're going to have to tilt our neck up to make sure we're looking out the car window. And so that's going to cause neck pain, which will also cause upper back pain. So when we're driving, ensure that we have support underneath your thighs, which will help prevent hamstring stress. Don't sit too far away from both the wheel and the pedals. The closer you are, the less pain is going to be on your back. And make sure that your seat is seated upright, so there's more support for your back, especially your lower back when driving. Slide 4, called it Weekend Warriors. Many people, especially us in physical ed, we love to play the sports we grew up playing as a kid or in high school and college. However, many of us, when we go to do that, we try to go as hard as we once were, driving the lane or running out the bases, which, because we are not as fit as we once were, can cause a lot of pain and stress to our back, and we can easily tweak or pull a muscle there. Also with lifting, when we're lifting around the house, we've got very bad techniques, or many people suffer from bad technique. They do a lot of bending and hunching over to lift things, which causes the back muscle or causes back muscle pain to many people. So ways to help prevent that: exercise, and to prevent injuries. The more we're stretching and strengthening our muscles, especially our core, it's going to help alleviate pain to our lower back. Also, when lifting, we want to use our legs. Our legs are the strongest part of our body. Bend at our knees and keep our back straight, and then keep the object close to your body when you're lifting up, because that's going to help reduce stress on the back. All right, the next slide. Colorado State did a study about on their kids, 1,000 participants. About half of these students expressed back pain, and about 95% of those that said they had back pain reported that they had received a lack of sleep. And so I think there's definitely a connection there, but there needs to be more research on that. But those that experienced back pain, a lot of them stated that they were exhausted from being overworked from the academics and the assignments. So when the researchers observed them, they took part in observing them while they studied, and they noticed that when they were sitting at a desk or a table, they were often hunched over or slouched, which causes back pain because there's no support for the lower back. So when you're studying, also when if you're sitting at a desk, whether you're a teacher or you're working in an office, make sure that you have back support, and you're not reaching across your desk or laying out over the desk. Make sure you've got some good support for your lower back especially. So the next one is a summary. Driving, don't sit too long in a slouched or stretched position. Sit comfortably. Make sure you have support for both your legs and your back, and you're not reaching out with your legs for the pedal, and that will help you while driving. When you're playing in sports over the weekend, make sure that you're not going as hard as you once were unless you're working out and you're exercising throughout the week. When lifting, make sure you use your legs and keep the item close to your body and lift up. Don't be bending over or trying to move rapidly or quickly. If you're in college, make sure you're getting an ample amount of sleep, stay active, and sit properly when studying. And if we're working at a desk, make sure we sit properly with lower back support, whether it's a pillow or a cushion. That'll help alleviate back pain. For me personally, I am in college. I got to study, so I'm making sure I'm studying carefully with support for my lower back, especially. Also, my girlfriend lives in San Diego, so when I drive down to see her every other weekend, I need to make sure that I have good support for my back while driving. For me professionally, as a teacher, I love to inform the students of what I'm learning about, and so I'll continue to do that. I also coach soccer for middle school students and high school students, so I want to remind them that when they're in their club games and they've got to travel to far places, to remind them that when they're seated in the car, to make sure they're not slouched, to make sure they're not causing any pain or doing anything that can cause pain to their lower backs. Like I said, for future research, I think that there needs to be research done on those that don't get enough sleep and how it is connected to back pain. Also, do specific study on how self-managing techniques affect different types of back pain. Another one I would love to see is more research done on college students and how they are affected by back pain. And lastly, focus on lay people. When I was doing a lot of research, I found a ton of back-related articles and journals on those that played in sports. But it would be interesting and fun if someone did research just on common people without sports in mind. So in conclusion, back pain is common, so don't feel ashamed that you have to deal with it if you have it. Seek out help and educate yourselves on ways to prevent and deal with back pain. Become aware of your tendencies and lifestyles that may lead to cause back pain in your life. And lastly, work smarter and not harder when it comes to using your back muscles. Well, thank you.